is it creating jobs, not creating a massive new government to commitment to help pollution and climate control. Joining us now from Salt Lake City is Utah Republican Congressman Jason Chaffetz. Congressman, thank you very much. I'm sure you were listening in on the debate that we've been having so far in the show. How do we reach this balance of not hurting jobs and also not hurting the environment? Because we don't know, there's still questionable whether there's this cancer link and all these freaking chemicals in our food and in our environment. How do we reach a good balance?
Well, we got to be responsible stewards. Everybody wants to be good for the environment, but we didn't penalize the American people and American businesses, and we need to create a regulatory environment that's predictable for them so they can know how to invest. Right now, manufacturing in this country is very much at a standstill because the regulatory environment is very unpredictable. And we're not going to continue to tax and spend and borrow our way out of this if we want to have success. I mean, just yesterday, we in the Congress raised the debt ceiling. I voted against it, but they raised the debt ceiling, and then the next day they say they want to go out and spend another $100 billion. There are other solutions to this than just spending money every time they run into a challenge.
Representative Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi said, hey, this is all about, she's in Copenhagen, saying this is all about jobs. I'm still trying to figure out how that's all about jobs. Will they just stoop to no low level to throw it's all about jobs onto any program they want to try and pass?
They have told us that every single month, every single time she goes to the floor, she talks about jobs, 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 and jobs. And you look at the results, look at the chart. Jobs are going down. We've lost jobs in this country. And we can no longer afford to do it. We don't have $100 billion laying around because they've been so fiscally irresponsible in the past. We're paying nearly $600 million a day just in interest on our debt. We don't have $100 billion sitting around.
Well, we're going to contribute to it, not give $100 billion.
That's just it, though. I mean, yes, we have, the priorities have been so messed up in the past, including, I don't know, the whole green job creation of the ethanol subsidies by your party that you guys put in over the last 8 years that I'm still paying for in all kinds of different ways. Where do the Republicans get off trying to pretend that they've got a foot to stand on when they continue down the same path of, I don't know, subsidizing different kinds of energy jobs, too?
Well, listen, I'm a freshman in the Congress. I didn't create this mess, but I am here to help clean it up. And I unseated a 12-year incumbent Republican because I felt like the Republicans blew it. They had the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and they absolutely blew it. We need 100 new nuclear power plants. If you're serious about wanting to decrease our carbon footprint, then be serious about allowing regulation to move forward and allow us to open up nuclear power plants. Let's move to natural gas and for our vehicles. Right now, the EPA is the biggest impediment to making natural gas vehicles. So there are lots of things we can do, but we're our own worst enemy. And I got to tell you what, the Republicans blew it in there because they should have solved this. We still do not have in this country a national energy policy.
Well, Representative,
it just drives me crazy.
Well, we should point out, yes, that, so far your short time in office there, you have been, and you did win your seat because you are fiscally conservative, and the people there in Utah, you voted against the spending bill, and we try to see if there was any pork barrel in that spending bill for your district, and there was none. Shockingly enough, none. So are you going to get your party to, let's be the fiscally conservative Republicans that some think you stand for?
I think that's what America's starving for. I did not ask for any appropriations for my district, specific in an earmark, because we're $12 trillion in debt. And I told the voters of Utah, look, if you want somebody to bring home the pork, to go build a parking lot, to move shoppers from one mall to another, I'm not your guy. And you're going to have to vote me out because I'm not going to do it. And that was met with huge applause lines. I won by 20 percentage points in my election. I didn't even have any paid staff. And I didn't even have a campaign office. We did well, but it's because we had a message of fiscal discipline.
I should say. Representative Jason Chaffetz, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
By the way, that was a Democratic Congress that passed that ethanol subsidy. All right, on tap, Street Meat is explosive today, and a little to the left, a little to the right. Wait a minute, a little to the left and right.